Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and man, I really appreciate you guys checking today's video out. It's a beautiful warm summer morning here in Southwest Missouri, and a perfect morning to highlight and do another video on how bad spotlighting for bass with forward-facing sonar sucks in light of the rash of tournaments the last couple weeks that are getting won on it. So we're going to delve into that a little bit. I think it'll be an interesting video for you guys. Real quick, guys, if anybody out there is interested in actual real bass fishing information, one of the ways you can do that and get it, if you're looking for some help with it, is book a virtual lesson with me through fishthemoment.com. I'll put the link in the description there, and this is something we can set up a Zoom call for an hour, and we can talk about anything you want to about catching bass the real way. So much appreciated there. Okay, guys, right now MLF, Bassmaster, they're in their annual summer. I'm getting pulled around here. I got Sage on the leash. They're in the middle of their summer northern smallmouth swing. And guys, let me save you a lot of time that you don't have to waste reading about these tournaments or watching these tournaments, because every one of them is going to be the same thing. If you watch the video, all you're going to see is the camera from the back of the boat and some dude out in the middle of the lake looking right at their 3-stack electronics and not taking their head off of it. There he is, he's getting closer, there he is, oh, I got him. That's what you're gonna see. And then when you read about the tournament, it's gonna be the same thing every single time. Every fish I caught in this tournament was on a flatworm. If it wasn't for my forward-facing sonar, my live scope, my active target, I wouldn't have won this tournament. It's the same robotic message over and over and over again. Really exciting, to say the least. So anyway, I don't even watch it or read it anymore, because I know it's just like this St. Clair tournament that they recently had. And by the way, before I get into any of this, I'm not taking anything away from the dudes that win these tournaments. It's like they are operating within the rules that MLF and Bassmaster set up. It's Bassmaster and MLF's fault for not banning this type of technology. But the anglers are just taking advantage of that. So I'm not faulting anybody for using this technology out there. I am faulting the organizations for continuing to allow this technology that is degrading our sport, surely but slowly. So I want to clarify that. But anyway, it's like the St. Clair Bassmaster Elite Series they had last week. I knew before the tournament, I didn't even have to read the top 10. I knew exactly what it was going to say. I mean, I found a big school of fish with my active target, and I caught everything on a Berkeley flatworm and blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing every single time. I mean, is that really where we want to be in our fishing anymore? Do we want to be in these tournaments where if they're on a smallmouth lake, every fish in the tournament's caught weenie worming, drop shotting around? If we're on a largemouth lake, they're catching all of their live scope fish on jerk baits or whatever like that. It's the same thing every freaking time. Now, what we need to hear is we need to have a tournament on there where it's like Keith Pochet, wins tournament by jumping a beaver dam. Such and such wins a tournament by getting out of his boat and dragging it over a half-mile mud flat. Such and such wins tournament by hiring helicopter to lift his boat out of one part of the lake into another part of the lake that he couldn't access. That is the type of information that we need to hear in bass fishing tournaments. We need diversity in techniques. And anymore, guys, I tell you what, I'm getting where I don't even want to hear about tournaments anymore. It's like, because it's the same thing every freaking tournament. I don't care if it's the same thing 11 months out of the year. Now, there's a little window in like April when every fish on the lake is up, bedding, that, it may not be a factor, even though it is, because I heard some guys saying they're live scoping them on beds and that type of stuff. But it's the same thing every single time, and it's like depressing. It really is, because the bass fishing that we know is slowly but surely going away. And here's another thing about this. I'm going to do a video on it. I think that I think the fishing tackle industry is going to start seeing a huge downswing in product sales, because as forward-facing sonar gets more advanced and people start utilizing it 100% of the time, which they are, and make no mistake about it, guys, there are guys that go out there that don't know anything about fishing. They roam around with forward-facing sonar and they catch their fish. But the point of the matter is, I'm going to do a video about how the fishing tackle sales are going to start being severely impacted, because with so many people using forward-facing sonar, the bait categories that are highly productive in that particular way of fishing are limited out there. It's not like you can use every single bait that's available to anglers out there. And as more and more people get sucked into the illusion that forward-facing sonar or spotlighting, I need to stop calling it forward-facing sonar, it's spotlighting for bass. As they get into this illusion that this is the way they need to fish, I really think it's going to have a severe impact on tackle sales. So maybe that's what it's going to take. Since forward-facing sonar and tournament organizations is all about money, maybe if tackle companies out there start seeing their bottom line impacted, that they're going to stand up and say, hey, we don't want this, we need to get rid of this, we need to do something with it. So anyway, guys, I am just burned out on the northern smallmouth swing. I don't want to read another tournament about it. I don't want to. I'm tired of reading about, guys using 6-pound test line and, forward-facing sonar with flatworms or whatever they're using out there. And every single shot that you have in the tournament, it's like they're out there in the freaking middle of the ocean. There's no breaking down targets, and there's no, nothing to do with casting angles and casting accuracy and generating strikes through reaction strikes. It's not fishing. It's literally spotlighting for bass. I mean, I'll argue at that with anyone. So anyway, just wanted to rant about that a little bit, guys. Hope y'all are doing good, and we'll talk later.